State lawmakers across the U.S. have filed more than 100 bills since the November election aimed at reforming election procedure and limiting voter access, according to a new report from the Brennan Center for Justice. In all, 28 states have introduced, pre-filed or are advancing 106 restrictive bills for the 2021 legislative session, a significant spike from just 35 bills in 15 states in 2020, according to the Brennan Center analysis. The majority of bills look to restrict or put limitations on how and who can vote by mail, while others look to impose photo ID laws and take a more aggressive voter purge policy, according to the report. Their sponsors argue that the measures are necessary to restore confidence in and integrity to the voting process after it was marred by baseless allegations of voter fraud pushed by former President Donald Trump and other GOP officials, culminating with the deadly January 6 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Mail-in voting was dramatically expanded in 2020 because of the pandemic as election officials and lawmakers looked to balance public health precautions with the right to vote, and led to a dramatic shift in voter turnout, with Democrats disproportionately favoring mail-in or early voting options. Though there has been no evidence of widespread voter fraud, Republicans nationally have made election law changes a priority this year. Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel has said the party will be taking a heavy role in pushing for the election changes. It's going to be done at the state level. I think a lot of these states are already looking at their state laws, McDaniel said in an interview with Fox News on Monday. Opponents of the measures say that they make the voting process less secure while also limiting voter participation. There are some politicians that are very concerned about the historic turnout that we saw in the 2020 election and are determined to put barriers in front of the ballot box to try and give themselves a job security play, Myrna Perez, Director of Voting Rights and Elections at Brennan, said in an interview with CNN on Tuesday. There are some politicians who are trying to manipulate the rules of the game so some people can participate and some people can't, Perez added. Rolling back, no excuse voting among the states where Republicans are leading a charge against mail-in voting is Pennsylvania, where mail-in ballots sealed President Joe Biden's victory over Trump. Lawmakers have offered 3 different proposals that look to eliminate so-called no-excuse mail voting legislation that passed in 2019 with a GOP-led legislature. Pennsylvania State Representative Jim Gregory, a Republican co-sponsor of one of the bills, previously told CNN that the goal is to restore integrity and trust in the voting process. The confusion that took place afterwards, and just the lack of faith in how things were run, is really affecting people's belief and desire to want to vote again.